Baseball on SCHN is presented by Gallery Furniture. Buy your furniture today. Gallery Furniture delivers free tonight. By Frontier Utilities, low price electricity and more. And by Bravo Nissan in Baytown. We are champions. We are Bravo. From the nation's capital, getting ready for a three-game series. Astros will have an off day on Thursday before they wrap up their pre-All-Star break stretch of games with a three-game set against the Texas Rangers. Astros and Nationals share a spring training facility, the ballpark of the Palm Beaches, the Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches down in West Palm Beach, Florida. And here's how Houston will line things up against the Nationals today.
Yeah, here it is, your Astros starting lineup presented by Whataburger, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Isaac Paredes, Christian Walker, Lamont Wade Jr. hitting behind Christian. And then you have Cam Smith, Yainer Diaz, Braden Shoemake gets back onto the roster and slotted right in that 8-spotted shortstop. And then you have Bryce Matthews playing center field. But Yordan Alvarez, since that day off, became Player of the Week in the American League.
Yeah, how about it? He's our power play presented by HEB. Why not? Yordan winning Player of the Week, continuing to be the best hitter in all of baseball this year. 2 regular season career walk-off home runs. Even though he's from Cuba, he likes Independence Day in America. July 4, 2022, 4 years later, he walks off the Tampa Bay Rays on the 4th of July of 2026. Yordan didn't have a hit yesterday, but he is still second in the American League in batting average, just a point behind his fellow Cuban Yandy Diaz. He's leading in home runs. He's leading in RBIs. By the end of the night, he could have all 3 Triple Crown categories in his favor. What else can you say about 44?
Well, I mean, 2 walk-off home runs on July 4th means that he has given us the freedom of watching a 9-inning game and not anymore. So he knows that he's had a couple of opportunities, but the man is unbelievable. We talked about it after that game when he hit the walk-off. Is the expectations are always so high on him because of what he's able to do, yet he continues to answer the bell when the Astros need him.
There is a petition out to try and change that date to July 44.
Yep.
To celebrate Yordan's
that would make sense.
Accomplishments on the 4th of July. Here's the starting pitcher today for the Washington Nationals. It is Miles Mikolas getting the ball in the first game of the series. Miles was not in the rotation for a while. From May the 12th until June 29th, he was working out of the bullpen. Kind of as a long guy, though. He wasn't really a true reliever. He was the guy giving them bulk innings out of the pen, so he has been stretched out. Went 7 innings in his last start, gave up 6 runs against the Red Sox in Boston. He is currently appealing a 5-game suspension. It may happen after this start. But Blummer, he's a guy that doesn't strike out a lot, doesn't walk a lot. He's going to be around the plate, but he's going to try and induce some soft contact.
No, you're exactly right. His idea is to avoid the barrel. He does go out there and throw a lot of strikes, 84 1/3 innings pitched. And he's got only 47 strikeouts, but only 17 walks as well. So he's going out there and pitching to contact. Unfortunately, a lot of that contact for him has gone out of the ballpark with those 18 home runs.
I'm going to look at the Nationals defense today with Dalen Lyle, Jacob Young, and Dylan Cruz in the outfield. This is a very young Nationals team and having a lot of success here in 2026. Curtis Mead, C.J. Abrams on the left side of the infield, Nasim Nunez and Luis Garcia Jr. on the right side of the infield. Drew Millis behind the plate catching Miles Mikolas today. Ready to go, Jose Altuve with the Astros wearing their all grays tonight. And knowing the pitcher's going to be around the plate, Altuve always eager on that first pitch, goes after the first pitch fastball, and it's 0-1. Underway on a warm Monday night, 80 degrees at game time. And Altuve grounds one foul. Warm by standards that were not compared to this past weekend when it was over 100 here in D.C.
So mild evening here.
Mild-ish.
Ish.
A
little bit of rain just after batting practice. Just a quick maybe 30-minute rain shower. Hopefully nothing else.
0-2 pitch, Altuve fouls back. Mikolas has a season high of 4 strikeouts, is his highest total of any of his starts or his relief appearances. Plummer mentioned just 47 strikeouts and 84 1/3, but he's also gone 15 1/3 consecutive innings without a walk. As he delivers a strikeout here, dropping in the curveball on Altuve, who's down looking to start this game. Now we'll see how the command is for Michaelis, because if he really wants to pitch to Jordan, he's probably going to not want to live around the plate. Will he command his pitches to be just off the plate against Jordan, as hot as he is? Well, he goes after him and he fouls the first one off.
It almost feels like some of these pitchers try and just shock the system a little bit by throwing that first pitch strike in a hittable spot.
Michaelis, 37-year-old right-hander, will turn 38 next month. Missing with the slider in and no swing, says third base umpire Brock Ballou. Home plate umpire tonight is Dan Merzel, part of Mark Ripperger's crew. Mark is over at second base. Jordan takes a pitch down. It's 2-1. A .435 average during the homestand, including that 2 home run, 6 RBI game on the 4th of July. Jordan winning American League Player of the Week. Pitches in. It's now 3-1. We mentioned Michaelis hasn't walked anybody in 15 1/3, but it's Jordan, and maybe he doesn't want to attack the zone.
Yeah, you'd understand if he did. He threw the first pitch for a strike. The other 3 have been way out of the zone.
That ball hit high in the air to right field. Back on it goes Dylan Cruz. He's at the edge of the warning track and he puts it away. Jordan didn't miss that by much. Maybe off the end of the bat for the second out.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was a sinker. Maybe just a little bit of late movement on that 2-seamer. Got out just away from the barrel of Jordan.
I think Jordan wanted the bat back to
Yep.
see where the ball hit. Do you see that, where the bat boy picked up his bat and Jordan back to the dugout said, wait, let me look at that.
Yeah, he's like, give that to me.
Here's Isaac Paredes taking a called strike. Isaac starts the night with a 4-game hitting streak. Not many people would have guessed that the Washington Nationals on the 6th of July would be leading all of baseball in runs scored, but that's why they have a winning record on the season. Their pitching has been spotty at times, but their offense has been dominant with a young lineup. Pitch misses in to Isaac. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get into a slugfest with this Nationals offense.
Isaac is going to challenge this.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter has challenged.
Isaac has the most challenges in the major leagues without a miss this year, and he continues to be a perfect 10 for 10.
Houston has 2 remaining challenges.
Isaac rarely challenges early, but that was off the plate by over an inch.
Now, when Isaac first came over to the Astros, we saw a stat that said he had the most pitches called strikes outside the zone. Now he has the ABS system to combat that as he unloads an Isaac type foul ball.
It's either a late arriving crowd or a non-arriving crowd tonight, because it's rather sparse in the lower bowl here for the start of this game. A little bit of rain, as Blummer mentioned, about half an hour before the game, but nothing that would deter fans from showing up. There's a pitch that's called a 3rd strike, and Isaac's going to challenge again. He's going to put his perfect record on the line twice.
The batter has challenged.
Just put him on first.
ABS powered by T-Mobile is either going to be a walk or a strikeout, and Isaac's still perfect.
Pitch was a ball.
He's unbelievable.
Ball 4. Houston has 2 remaining challenges.
The man is locked in.
He is a human strike zone machine. Nobody knows the strike zone in Major League Baseball, including umpires, better than Isaac.
Well, I was just going to say, the umpires should start just saying, is that a strike, Isaac? He'll let him know.
Save him some time,
yeah,
right?
And the embarrassment of having to go to the challenge board all the time.
They would never get it wrong. Isaac, yes or no? Just nod. Just give me a nod if it's a strike. This ball popped in the air, foul on the right side and out of play. C.J. Abrams was the other guy that was battling Isaac for a while in terms of consecutive challenges without a miss, but Isak stayed perfect while Abrams missed his first a couple of weeks ago. Now Christian Walker with an 0-1 count. Takes a pitch down and away. Walker, along with Isak Paredes, hitting the 2 home runs yesterday. Walker hitting his out to right field to give the Astros a 1-0 lead in the 4th inning of that game against Tampa Bay. Bryce Eldridge is now the closest to Paredes with a 9-for-9 challenge rate this year on the ABS scoreboard. Isak now 11-for-11. Christian down in the count 1-2. That home run yesterday was his 20th of the season. Takes a pitch down. Count evens at 2 apiece. For Walker, 20 home runs or more now in 5 consecutive seasons. Hit 27 last year for the Astros, on pace to hit over 30 this season. That ball golf foul, hit it well, but he Isak'd that one.
Man, he Isak'd that way out of here. That was impressive. It's a 415-foot foul ball.
415?
Yeah, it came off the bat at 108.9.
That's not a part of the stadium you're expecting a foul ball.
No. Might still be available in that section. Ooh.
This ball to center, well hit. Back goes Jacob Young. He's near the wall. He'll leap up. It's off the top of the wall and off his glove. Paredes being waved home. The relay throw will not happen as it's a loose ball in the infield. RBI double for Christian Walker. Almost hit one out to center.
That ball was well struck. He got a fastball that he could handle and almost got it out of here in center field. Pretty good read by Young going back there. Got it in the glove, but as he made contact with the ball, it rattled around and rattled out. So the Astros benefiting right there.
Almost a tremendous play by Young. Instead, it is Walker's 17th double of the year. Now, Lamont Wade Jr. pops a foul, and that'll be caught by Curtis Mead to end the inning. But the Astros on the board first. A 2-out walk followed by an RBI double. It's 1-0 Astros. Mike Burrow's only pitcher who has been in the rotation from opening day all the way through to today, making his 17th start of the year. He has gone 11 consecutive starts, going at least 5 innings. Last time 5 innings in a win, 6-4 against the Twins. He will face James Wood, who's the DH today, named an All-Star for the National League, who takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1.
There's that Nationals lineup. James Wood, we talked about him, but how about Luis Garcia? He's 17 for his last 41, including 9 home runs and 18 RBIs in those last 12 games. Young, dynamic offense. Got your thumpers at the top, and then you got some guys that can play a little bit of small ball after that.
And the Nationals have watched these guys grow the last few years, and they've all kind of come together at the right time. Wood is just 23 years old. Garcia having a career year. C.J. Abrams, 25 years old. He's an all-star. There's a strike. It's 3-2. Offense averages just 25 years old in their lineup. And they have the second most home runs in the major leagues and the most runs scored, as Wood draws his 71st walk of the year. He leads the National League in walks. How about Christian Walker? Blummer got to the top of the wall, didn't hit it out, and he might have heard it from some of the guys in the dugout.
Well, hey, if you need a little extra pop, get a couple extra push-ups in. Maybe that's what he needs next time. If he goes out of the yard next time, you knew it was the push-ups.
I mean, between rubbing Jordan's bat all over himself
Yeah.
and the push-ups, he should be in a good spot to hit one out next time. Walker guarding first base, holding James Wood on, who is 13 of 15 in steals. Here is Luis Garcia Jr. Wood goes, and the pitch is fouled out of play. Nationals have a lot of thump at the top of their lineup. They have a lot of speed at the bottom of their lineup, especially Nasim Nunez.
Considering what we saw in that Tampa Bay Rays series, I would imagine this team right here in the Nationals will have their track shoes on.
Rays stole 6 bases in the game on Saturday as Garcia Jr. takes a strike. It's 1-2. Last week, the players of the week in the American League, Junior Caminero, and the National League, Luis Garcia Jr. So the Astros facing last week's players of the week in back-to-back series. Down goes Garcia Jr. as Mike Burrows picks up his first strikeout. 1 away in the inning. How about a look at the Astros defense presented by Xfinity? Yainer Diaz behind the plate today, catching Mike Burrows. The infield has Isaac Paredes at third. Braden Shoemake just activated. He's starting at shortstop today. Jose Altuve and Christian Walker on the right side. Lamont Wade Jr. in left. Bryce Matthews getting the start in center, and in right, chasing this one down, is Cam Smith. Cam will play it off the wall. Good jump by Wood. He's going to be waved around, and no throw. The ball loose on the infield. That'll be an RBI double by Curtis Mead, and we're tied at 1.
So the Nationals lineup answers back quickly to what the Astros did in the top of the first. And it's Curtis Mead attacking that first pitch fastball up out over the plate, hitting it hard to that right center field gap. There you see James Wood coming around to score easily on that ball in the gap.
RBI number 40 on the year for Mead, a guy they acquired from the White Sox right before the season. And now all-star shortstop C.J. Abrams taking a strike. Wood, Abrams, Lyle, Jacob Young, and Nunez have all faced Mike Burrows in a regular season game. Burrows gets a pop-up behind the plate towards the third base side. Yainer Diaz puts that away for the second out. Burrows also pitched back-to-back starts against the Nationals in spring training on March the 6th and March the 12th. Did very well in both of those outings, combining for 7 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball. So Wood, Garcia, Abrams, Cruz, Nunez all seeing him in those 2 starts in West Palm Beach this spring as well. Here is Dylan Cruz. Hasn't faced him the regular season before as he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Cruz sends this one to center field. Bryce Matthews eases back in front of the warning track, makes the play for the final out. Similarly to the Astros first inning, a walk and a double scores a run. It's 1-1.
Junk car? Call me at C&D and let the founding father turn that junk car into cash. Yeah!
Unos tacos watching the game? Delicious. But if you have them with Pepsi, it's like scoring a last-minute golazo de chilena para ganar la final contra el equipo de tu novio.
Simplemente sabe mejor.
Houston. Here's our players to watch presented by Jack in the Box. Cam Smith making his way to the dish. And how about highest average home run distance this season? Kobe Mayo at 439.8. Everybody else is pedestrian compared to that, but on that list is Cam Smith, averaging 414 feet, .6 on average home run distance for him. And we talk a lot about his bat speed and ability to drive the baseball. That's why he's averaging 414.6.
Cam leading off here in the second inning, had a couple of home 23 on that 6-game homestand where the Astros went 3-3. Most of Cam's home runs this year have been on the road, though. 7 of his 11 have come away from Daikin Park. As he takes a strike at the bottom of the zone, Miles Michaelis gets ahead 0-2. That fastball picks up a strike 76% of the time. That is the highest of any pitcher in all of baseball. He fills up the zone. Tries to throw him a slider that Cam lays off. It's 1-2. Fastball missing the outside edge, and the count evens. Michael has spent 3 years in Japan pitching for the Yomiuri Giants from 2015 to 17. Then with the Cardinals from 2018 through last year. This ball hit on the ground to third. Curtis Mead makes the play on one hop, and Smith retired for the first out of the inning. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the ins and outs of Daikin Park with a ballpark tour. See the stadium like never before. You can book your tour today at astros.com/tours. Plummer, you look at that series, 3 with the Nationals, off day Thursday, 3 on the road against the Rangers. Kind of an important set leading into the All-Star break.
I feel like we have had several of these road trips where we've kind of showed up and looked at the opposing team and said, man, these guys have a winning record. They go out there and hit the baseball well, so it should be a good competition and a good measuring stick for the Astros. And I'm with you. This deep into the season, the Astros 2.5 out of the American League West. You've got 3 against a very good team in the Nationals before that day off in Arlington. And then, like we say quite often, get inside your division and play one of the leaders in your division. You have a chance to either creep back in or overcome those teams. But yeah, this feels like another very big road trip for this team.
Astros trail the Mariners by 2.5 games coming into today. This ball to center. Jacob Young, a very good defensive center fielder, makes that play. Nice sliding catch for out number 2. What's on tap, presented by Lawnmower Blonde. We were just talking about the schedule coming up leading into the off day. The Rangers are currently the top team in the wild card picture, or the 3rd team in the wild card picture, I should say. The team the Astros are chasing only a game behind. Then the All-Star break, and the Astros will start at home coming out of the break.
These are big games. You want to pick up those W's. I know that you're kind of looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, as far as that All-Star break and getting those 4 days off to kind of recharge the batteries. So you just hope the Astros kind of grind through these next 6 games and win as many as possible.
Rangers and the Mariners with an off day today as Braden Shoemake gets his first at bat since coming off the IL. There you see the updated standings with the Rangers at an even 500. The Mariners 3 games over, and the Astros 2 games under. Shoemake just added to the roster. Reynel Delgado option to AAA Sugarland. Shoemake missed 32 games with a right adductor strain, but in there today and playing shortstop. You might see Jeremy Pena get a little rehab assignment start tomorrow for the Sugarland Space Cowboys.
That would be good. Welcome back.
Hey, right off the IL and picking up a base hit, Braden Shoemake, who was 0 for 11 going into his IL stint, but he singles into left field. Clean single here with 2 outs in the second.
Yeah, just got a 2-seamer out over the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it on our UTMD Anderson strike zone. You can see it just tailing away. Stay on it and take that base hit through the infield.
Well, Bryce Matthews in the lineup today against the righty Miles Michaelis. A couple of lefties to face the Astros the next 2 games, so it might be an opportunity for Matthews to see some back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back starts in this series.
Yeah, with 2 lefties, I thought Trammell might get an opportunity. But anytime Bryce is wearing that gray uniform, I think Joe Espada is going to give him a chance.
Bryce's career numbers much better away from Houston, where he's from, as he grounds this one foul. It's 0-2. Astros got a run in the first with 2 outs and nobody on when Paredes walked, and then Christian Walker doubled off the wall. Now a 2-out single by Braden Shoemake, but Bryce down in the count 0-2. Little tapper. If it's fair, it's a problem. It is a problem. Bryce Matthews with an infield hit just tapped one up the third base side. And the Astros in business again with 2 outs with a couple of hits.
On the road, Bryce just has to put it in play, and it usually ends up to be a positive for him. Took the slider way off the outside corner. Just tapped it. But you can see that look in his eyes, knowing that if that ball stayed fair, it was a base hit.
Altuve sends one to left field, pretty deep. Back goes Lyle. He's at the wall. That ball's gone. 3-pointer for Jose Altuve. He hits a 3-run home run to give the Astros a 4-1 lead.
Tuve got a slider down. Not a terrible pitch from Michaelis, and got it just enough to get it out of left field. 94.5 miles an hour off the bat. Ends up 372 feet away, stealing some RBIs away from the big man.
I'm sure you heard before he stepped to the plate, Nationals fans were making sure Altuve heard their disdain. But whenever you boo Jose on the road, he often answers those critics.
Yeah, go ahead and boo him. We enjoy it.
So Altuve with his 9th home run of the year, RBIs 23, 24, and 25. Jordan was joking post-game after his walk-off home run in that 10-8 win on the 4th of July that Tampa Bay was walking Altuve intentionally to get to him. They were avoiding him.
Well, that led to some RBIs. We could see on that Mattress Firm Supermo that he got some barrel on that, but just enough. Sneak that into the shrubs out there just beyond that left field wall.
That is just below the zone in a 2-1 count. Drew Millis thought about challenging for a moment.
He made a good choice.
Jordan hit one off the end of his bat his last time up and flied out to right field. Take the changeup with a 2-1 pitch. It's 2-2. Last couple of games we've seen Altuve pick up some extra base hits. He had a double and a triple 2 games ago. Had a base hit and a walk yesterday. He's now been on base 50% of his time over a 3-game span. More than 50% of his time. He's starting to get that OPS over 700 where he's not used to seeing it in the 600s.
Not used to it and doesn't like it either.
Not like it. There's a ball smashed into right field. Yordan Alvarez with a single. All this happening with 2 outs against Michaelis. Single by Shoemake. Infield hit by Bryce. Home run by Altuve. And now a single by Yordan.
This is the polar opposite of Bryce Matthews' base hit. Little slider down and in at 91, and Yordan just drops the head on it. Nobody wants to get in front of it. Ends up being a base hit.
That'll draw a meeting at the mound, as Michaelis has allowed hits to 4 consecutive batters. Simon Matthews, the new pitching coach for the Nationals. Very young staff here, led by Blake Butera, their 33-year-old manager in his first year with Washington. How about the Astros with 2 outs?
Yeah, they like to score runs with 2 outs. Just kind of lull you to sleep, and then think you're going to have a comfortable inning, and all of a sudden you get tagged with 3 or more.
And all this happening in both innings with 2 outs and nobody on. Those are not exactly rally starting innings when you get the first 2 outs, but that's what's happened here in the first and the second. And by the way, with that base hit by Yordan, he now leads all the Triple Crown categories.
Here we go.
He's got them all. Yandy Diaz is 0 for 1 today in his game against the Yankees for Tampa Bay. This one popped foul, And coming over from second to make the play, Nasim Nunez for the final out of the inning. But a big inning for the Astros thanks to number 27.
How many times have we said that? Big swings from 2-7. Got a hanging slider and barreled it up.
First pitch from Mike Burrows, a fastball at the top of the zone, fouled back by Dalen Lyle, and we're underway here in the bottom of the second inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Nationals. Lyle, 23-year-old outfielder, sends one foul, and Burrows gets ahead of the count, 0-2. Burrows now working with a 4-1 lead, had a 1-0 lead after the first inning. And Jose Altuve giving him a little more of a breather with that 3-run home run. Pitch over the top of the zone. It's 1-2. Burrows pitched against the Washington Nationals with the Pirates at the end of last season. His only other start against Washington, it came on September 14th here in this stadium. Lasted 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits and a walk, struck out 6. Burrow's strikeout totals have been kind of pedestrian lately, no more than 3 in 4 of his last 5 starts. Had 5 against Kansas City in 5 innings on the 13th of June. On the ground, played there by Christian Walker. He's been perfect this year. No errors this season for Walker. Continues to play a fine first base. 1 away in the inning. Julia.
Hey, TK, I have the dugout report. It's presented by Jack in the Box. These Astros have won 6 out of their last 7 series. And I asked Joe what he wants to see from the club this last week before the All-Star break that happens next Monday. He said 2 more series wins. Let's keep it going. He said the goal of this team is to get to 500 before the All-Star break. They've been talking about it. They've been doing a good job doing what they need, winning those series. But then he talked about this series in particular against the Nats. He said a team obviously we know from spring training, but he's been watching these guys grow into some really good players. So he's looking for his club to do all the small things, the little things, finish strong before a much needed breather.
Yeah, and we've talked about it a lot, Julia. The fact that the Astros have played more games than anybody else, the schedule really favors them post All-Star break. Nobody had played more than 92 games coming into today, and this is only one of 8 games in the major leagues today. So the Astros will play game 93, and that means more off days, more time to get your bullpen right, more time for your starters to get a breather. It bodes well if the Astros can get to 500 at the All-Star break for what they might be able to do coming out of the All-Star break.
Well, I think we have seen some of these Astros respond with these days off. Yordan Alvarez gets a day off. He wins Player of the Week the following week. You know, it's things like that that actually some of these guys can start to look forward to. And when you start to look forward to those days off, you're going to play hard for 6 days, day off. Get after it for 6 days, day off. And you start to get in a little bit more of a routine. And I kind of agree with what you guys are saying as far as the second half of this season could really benefit the Astros, because then you can drop down to that 5-man rotation, put an extra arm in that bullpen possibly, and starting to get in that rhythm of the season, because they've been battling their brains out and they really haven't found their rhythm just yet.
Drew Millis bats with 2 outs and nobody on. If the Astros win today, they would get to within 1 game of 500, which they haven't been since they were 6-7 on the year. That was all the way back on April the 8th. They have been battling from as far down as 11 games under 500. That is going to be a challenge by Yainer Diaz.
Previous pitch was called a ball.
Yainer was ready to start throwing the ball around the infield, thinking the inning was over. It was called a ball by Dan Merzel, and it is inning over.
Strike 3.
Good ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile by Yainer Diaz. That's a 1-2-3 second for Burrows.
Toss all night long. Come to
The nation's capital, the Astros doing a very good job in the first couple of innings, and they did a great job on that homestand as well as far as driving the baseball out of the ballpark, and they did it really well against the Tampa Bay Rays. 6 home runs. Yordan Alvarez had half of them going gap to gap and even had that walk-off to dead center. Yainer Diaz, Christian Walker, and Isaac Paredes also helping out with one apiece.
First pitch to Christian Walker is at the bottom of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Christian doubled off the center field wall for an RBI his first time up, taking over the team lead in doubles now with 17. Yordan Alvarez and Isaac Paredes have 16 each. Walker tried to hold up, and that is a swing. Christian down to the count, 0-2. It'll be Christian and then Lamont Wade Jr. and Cam Smith. Walker puts the ball in play, but lines it at the shortstop, C.J. Abrams. Good swing on a 0-2 pitch, but Walker retired for the first out. Now this from Nava Law Group.
Don't get fooled by the loudest lawyer. Call me for a free consultation. Do not settle.
Here is Lamont Wade Jr. Went to college not too far from here, College Park, Maryland, University of Maryland, Terrapin. Lamont is 0 for 7 since coming off the IL, including a pop-up his first time up. Drew Millis is going to challenge that pitch.
The catcher has challenged.
Dan Merzel has been challenged a lot here early on, and this ABS powered by T-Mobile is going to be an overturn.
Washington has 2 remaining challenges.
So both teams successful early. Lamont spending a couple of seasons with the Twins, but the majority of his career with San Francisco.
What happened?
What was the call?
No call.
No pitch?
Not sure why.
That was a no pitch. And I'm not sure why. Maybe
I'd like to challenge that.
Maybe he feels like the pitcher did not engage with the hitter and give him time to get set, so he called off the pitch. Well, they look set. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was odd. Do over.
So on the scoreboard shows 2 strikes right now.
Yeah.
But we think the count's 2-1. We thought that second pitch was a no pitch.
Why did he wave his arms?
That's what I don't understand. It might be 2-2, but we have no explanation.
Yeah, we're too far away to get an answer.
We'll find out here. Yeah, it was a strike. Okay. So somehow that 0-1 pitch was called a strike. Maybe it hit the bat of Lamont Wade Jr.
Good call.
So that's out number 2 because the Astros did not have any argument. Second strikeout for Michael. As we mentioned, he doesn't strike out many. His season high is 4. Now Cam Smith, the batter. Cam takes a pitch below the zone for a 1-0 count. Cam, like Yordan Alvarez and Christian Walker, playing game number 91 on the year. They have played the most games for any of the Astros. Overall, game 93. They have all missed just 2 on the season. Pitch off the plate. It's 2-0 to Cam. And looking down at third, a brief glimpse to see if he's got the green light at 3-0.
Green light him.
I would think so with his power.
And you got a guy that throws a lot of strikes too. Oh.
Cam dropped the bat, hoping that would not be called a strike. It's now 3-1.
It's right over that inner third.
That's going to be a walk. Cam Smith draws his 29th walk of the year. Guess what? The Astros started the first inning with 2 outs and nobody on. They started the second inning with 2 outs and nobody on. And now a walk with 2 outs and nobody on to start the third. So Michaelis has been able to retire the first 2 hitters in the lineup each inning. 3 straight innings. They're 0 for 6, but the damage has been done with 2 outs. 0-1 the count to Yiner, who lined out to center. This ball hit well deep to left field. Did Yiner do it? Yes, he did. Over the wall left for a 2-run shot. The Astros continue to do damage with 2 outs. It's now 6-1.
Hey, bartender. It's a good night for a Yiner bomb. I had a feeling he was going to put a good swing on Michaelis after that first at bat. He hit that line drive to center field that Young made a nice play on. But when Yiner's using the big part of the field, he can get some mistakes and get the head out on him. And this was a sinker down and in that just never got in off the edge of the plate. And Yiner spun on that one.
Every run tonight in 3 different innings has come with the inning starting with 2 outs and nobody on. Braden Shoemake goes after the first pitch and sends one to deep center, but playable. Jacob Young puts it away. But Yiner makes it a 6-1 game with home run number 5 on the year. Astros lead after 2.5 by 5.
Don't miss a minute of action with full season tickets for the Astros 2020-27 season. Enjoy the ultimate perks, get a dedicated account, representative, and more. Visit astros.com/season tickets to secure your seats.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Mike Burrows worked with a 1-run lead at the end of 1, worked with a 3-run lead at the end of his top of the 2nd inning, and now at the end of the top of the 3rd, he works with a 5-run lead. As Jose Altuve added 3 on a home run, and his battery mate Yiner Diaz added 2 more. Now it's Nasim Nunez, number 9 hitter, who's been a real catalyst at the bottom of the order for the Washington Nationals. Hitting .357 his last 19 games. And stealing 32 bags on the year. See, nobody else in the major leagues has more steals. Pitch missing low. It's 2-1 to Nunez. Nunez in the top of the order, James Wood and Luis Garcia Jr. Burrows has allowed 1 hit and 1 walk through 2 innings. And now he's allowed 2 hits and 1 walk as Nunez continues to hit well as he singles into center field, and he'll have to be watched over at first base. Let's get to know the young Nationals drafted or acquired, presented by Gallery Furniture. C.J. Abrams and James Wood came over from the Padres in that big Juan Soto deal. Dylan Cruz, drafted in the 1st round, number 2 overall behind Paul Skeens in 2023. Dale and Lyle, also a 2nd-round pick in 21. And you saw Nasim Nunez acquired from the Marlins. He was a 2nd-round pick in 2019. They are young, they are talented, and they are exceeding expectations here in 2026. They could be a force if they get a few arms to kind of help out that offense.
Yeah, they would love to get some arms. I think if they could get somebody in the bullpen or the back end of the bullpen to help out, that would be a good thing. But stolen base for Nunez. Not a shock. TK mentioned it. The young man is off and running, and we know that the Astros have had issues holding on runners and keeping them from running. Man, that was a good jump.
Yeah, no chance for Yiner. He actually made a pretty good throw. So now a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, how often have we seen young teams like this and compared them to that 2015 Astros team where you said you drafted well, you made a couple of key moves, signed some free agents, pick up a waiver claim here and there, and all of a sudden you're like, these guys have a chance, and then they prove that you're right. And that's kind of where the Nationals are at right now, at least offensively. They could correct some things out of that bullpen and maybe defensively, and they're real close.
Now 2-2 count on Wood. There you see where they are in the NL East, a very competitive division with the Braves at 52 and 36, and the Phillies, even though they've struggled more recently, still 9 games over 500. The Nationals a game over, right in the mix. Wood is one of those guys, just 23 years old, starting to figure it out. Leads the National League in walks, drew his 71st walk his first time up, has 22 doubles, 23 home runs, leads the National League in extra base hits. We often talk about Yordan Alvarez and getting extended. This guy has got some long levers, and when he hits the ball, he can hit it a long way.
He's twitchy. He creates so much leverage with that huge frame. And he's got command of the strike zone.
Also does strike out a lot, 125, but Burrows walks him for the second straight time, as he couldn't drop the curveball close to the plate to offer a possible swing. 2 walks for Wood tonight, now first and second with nobody out. Now Luis Garcia Jr. This is not the guy you want to see up to the plate with runners on. Recently he has 18 RBIs in his last 12 games and 9 home runs in that 12 game span. Not quite the Junior Caminero 11 home run in 12 game stretch, but right there with him. Hits the ball hard the other way, and that'll drive in at least 1 run. Chasing it down in the corner, Lamont Wade Jr. being held at third is Wood. It's now a 6-2 game. Garcia Jr. continues to drive in runs, his 19th RBI in his last 13 games.
Yeah, Garcia's going up there and swinging the bat. He's not trying to be passive. If he gets something within the reach of that stick, he's going to throw it at it. And he did right here, just an early fastball away, and he slashes it down that left field line into the corner, driving in 1 and moving himself into scoring position.
Garcia's 16th double on the year, and now Josh Miller out to have a word with Mike Burrows.
And you just don't want to Ron Burgundy this thing. You want to be able to kind of control it, not have this inning escalate.
Curtis Mead doubled into right center field his first time up, scoring a run. Infield back here with nobody out and runners at second and third. Pitch backs him off the plate, 1-0.
Oh, yeah, that was a good pitch. Yonder made a good choice here.
Yiner's going to challenge.
The catcher is challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Yiner won a challenge earlier to end an inning, and he's going to win this one too.
The pitch was a strike. The count is 1-2. Houston has 2 remaining challenges.
That was that slider that kind of backed up, kind of fell in there. Yiner made a great choice on that one.
Burrows would love to find a strikeout. He's got 2 on the game. Now one wide, 2-2. Line drive, scoring 1 run, stopping at third, Garcia. Washington Nationals offense, more runs than anybody else in the major leagues. Battling back here, down 6-1. It's now 6-3.
Pretty good piece of hitting is the Nationals are just kind of taking what's given to them.
Still nobody out in the inning. C.J. Abrams popped up behind the plate his first time up. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
Let's talk about some outfield arms presented by Lone Star College. You've got Lamont Wade out there in left. There's a yellow light. Matthews and Smith both have surprisingly good arms for outfielders, considering they've moved from the infield to the outfield. Both athletic, too. I would imagine they're going to charge in pretty quickly on some of those base hits if they are given the opportunity. Also determine the depth of that fly ball if Luis Garcia Jr. can tag up.
Abrams with 61 runs batted in on the season. Pops this one up, and if it stays playable, won't get the run home. Paredes can't quite reach it as it's right behind the dugout. Counts 1-2. Garcia at third. Abrams the hitter with Meade at first. Astros playing the infield back. They would trade a double play for a run. And that ball hit well deep to right field, and that ball's gone. We are tied at 6. Just like that, a 6-1 lead has disappeared 5 batters into the 3rd inning.
In that previous inning, Mike Burrows did a good job of having that shutdown inning after the Astros put up that 3 spot in the top of the 2nd, but here after 2 in the top of the 3rd, Nationals are right back in it with a 5-run inning so far.
19th home run, RBI total up to 64 for Abrams, one behind Luis Garcia with 65. They're 2nd and 3rd in the National League. 5-run inning, still nobody out as Cruz sends one to center. Back goes Matthews. He's near the warning track and now onto the warning track. Puts it away for out number 1. That is a quick strike offense for the Nationals, getting those 5 runs in the first 5 batters of the inning. No action in the Astros bullpen here. They want Burrows to at least get through the 3rd and maybe give them a couple of more innings. Dalen Lyle, the batter here, grounded out to Christian Walker unassisted his first time up. That's popped into shallow left field. Lamont Wade Jr. has time to get over towards the line. And that's 2 outs in the inning. Well, both these pitchers, Burrows coming in with 19 and Miles Michaelis coming in with 18, have allowed a lot of home runs on the season. And now they have both allowed an even number of 20 each on the year.
Incredible.
Burrows has done so in 93 innings. Michaelis has allowed 20 home runs in 87 1/3 innings. Now the batter is Jacob Young. Young grounds one, backhanded in fair territory. Paredes will bounce it over. Nice play by Isak. After the 3-run home run, Burrows gets the next 3 batters. We're tied at 6 after 3. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. The Astros very good in 1- and 2-run games, 28 and 16 on the year. They are very good in 1-run games at 9 and 5 and 21 and 11 in 2-run games. Overall 28 and 16. Best in the American League, best in the major leagues, with the 2nd through 5th teams all residing in the National League. So new ball game, both teams with 6 runs. Astros have hit 2 home runs, accounting for 5 of their 6 runs. C.J. Abrams hitting the lone Nationals home run, accounting for 3 of their 6 home runs. Now Bryce Matthews, who had an infield hit, will lead things off in the 4th. Usually the Astros rallies have started with 2 outs and nobody on, so you're not sure if you want the leadoff runner on here.
Do the team a favor and just go ahead and take the sacrificial out.
Just get the 2 outs and then go to work. 1-2 the count on Matthews. Now one wide, 2-2. It'll be Bryce, Jose Altuve, and Yordan Alvarez. Only one clean inning so far without a run being scored of the 6 half innings. That was a 1-2-3 bottom of the second for Mike Burrows. Matthews down on strikes, and Michaelis has 3 strikeouts tonight and the first out here in the 4th. Now Jose Altuve, who hit a 3-run home run his last time up.
No way. They're booing him again?
Love it. Altuve has hit for the cycle over his last 3 games. 4 hits, 3 walks. The 4 hits were a double and a triple on Saturday, a single last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, and then the home run tonight. Jose facing Michaelis for the 3rd time in this game here in the 4th. The count's now 1-1. Strike called. It's 1-2. Before that game Saturday, where Tuve had the double, the triple, the 2 walks, his OPS was down to 674, as low as it's been all year. But he has moved that up to 713 here in the last 3 games, picking up almost 40 points in OPS in a 3-game stretch. That's hit hard. Shortstop C.J. Abrams makes the play, and Altuve retired for the 2nd out. Time to take a look at our Chevy Stroh poll. Yordan Alvarez is the key. Which category is the most impressive of what he is leading the major leagues? In OPS, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, or total bases? He leads them all. Which is the most impressive? Go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Stroh poll. We'll have results later on tonight.
Got him right where we want him, TK.
2 outs, nobody on.
Let's go.
This is how the first 4 innings have started. The Astros have scored all their runs with 2 outs and nobody on to start an inning. Yordan can keep that streak going with 1 swing. Looking for career home run number 200. His next home run would also be his 30th on the year, which would match Kyle Schwarber for the major league lead. Michaelis getting ahead 0-2. Tries to throw that fastball up and in to get Yordan off the plate a little bit. It's 1-2. That ball hit to center field. Back goes Young. He is near the warning track, and he's going to have room to put it away for the final out. Yordan flies out to center. First clean inning of the night for Miles Michaelis. We're tied at 6. Bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 6. Drew Millis will lead things off against Mike Burrows. Nationals scoring 5 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd inning with the first 5 hitters of the inning. Then Burrows retired the next 3. Millis the only one that didn't bat in the 3rd. He struck out looking his first time up. And it's quickly 0-2. Switch hitting catcher Drew Millis, followed by the switch hitting second baseman Nasim Nunez. They have 4 lefties and 2 switch hitters in their lineup. Millis just reaching out to stay alive on that 0-2 changeup. This ball fouled, and that'll be out of play. It's the bottom of the zone. Burrows so far with 2 strikeouts. Home run by C.J. Abrams last inning, and an RBI double by Luis Garcia. A couple of lefties. The lefties are the ones who have done some damage against Burrows this year, coming in batting .317 on the year with a .392 on base percentage. OPS against lefties of qualified pitchers, the highest of anybody at .961, 47th out of 47. Miller's doing a good job staying alive, just chopping at some 2-strike pitches here.
He is. That's a good changeup. He actually got the chase out of the zone, but he did enough just to get that thing foul and extend this at bat.
Strike 3 called. Second time Millis has gone down looking. Third strikeout for Burrows. 1 away in the 4th. Julia.
Welcome your newest little fan to the Astros family with the Astros Rookies Club presented by Houston Methodist. This program designed for newborns includes a bib, swaddle blanket, milestone markers, and an Astros birth certificate. Join now at astros.com/rookies club.
Here's Nasim Nunez. Isaac Paredes, honoring the fact that he might bunt for a hit at any time, is in close at third base as he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Now one missing. Mentioned the Nationals coming in, leading the major leagues in runs scored with 485. Next closest team, the Dodgers, at 483. But Washington has also allowed 476 runs, which is the most in the National League, with the exception of the Rockies, who play in that hitter-friendly environment for half their games. A little tapper towards first. Burrows can't find the baseball and throws it away. Nunez will get to second. He's thinking about third, but he's going to hold up. Burrows had a hard time finding the grip on that baseball, and Nunez is going to reach second base on maybe a hit and an error, but definitely an error involved at some point.
Yeah, I agree with you. That error getting him into second base, so they may just end up giving him the hit. Softly hit out front. You could see the urgency in Burrows bouncing off the mound, but once he had that little bit of a fumble, probably should have just put it in his pocket. See that tough exchange. It's close to traveling in the NBA.
And if he throws it and it hits Nunez, he's probably out because Nunez was inside the baseline.
Yeah, just go ahead and go wiffle ball on it in the front yard and hit him right in the back.
So now Nunez on second base with 1 out, and James Wood will bat for a third time. Burrows has walked James twice today. He's now up to 72 walks on the year.
They did give it a hit and an error on that throw, getting him into second base.
Now both teams with 6 runs on 6 hits. Dotted him up at the bottom of the zone on the inside corner with the first pitch. Now dots him up with a pitch on the outside corner at the knees for an 0-2 count. It's starting to say the Nationals, other than the Rockies, have allowed the most runs in the National League. And there's one team in the American League, the A's, who have allowed more runs, and they play in a hitter-friendly park as well. So 485 runs scored coming into tonight, 476 runs against for the Nationals. This 6-6 score is not something that is new to them. That pitch just missed the bottom of the zone. Yiner's going to challenge this one.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Yiner's been aggressive. He's won his first 2, going for a 3-for-3 challenge today, and he's going to lose this one.
The pitch was a ball. Houston has 1 remaining challenge.
I would imagine it's got to be tough with a guy like James Wood up there. He's 6'7". He's got a huge zone, but at the same time, it's an elevated zone, so that bottom part might be kind of tough to pick up if you're a catcher.
Wood has had 2 full count walks today against Burrows. Tried to hold up and no swing. There'll be a 3rd full count against Burrows tonight. Burrows' season high in runs allowed was 7. That was back against the Mariners on May the 14th. It's also his career high in runs allowed. Nationals have scored 6. They have good speed at second base with 1 out. Now 3-2 pitch coming to James Wood. Hits the ball on the ground to Altuve. Nunez goes to third. The play to first for out number 2. Now a word from Matt Kike Chevrolet.
Hit a home run with Matt Kike Chevy. Transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no surprises. At I-10 and Kirkwood or MattKikeChevy.com.
Here's Luis Garcia Jr., second in the National League with 65 RBIs, including 1 his last time up. Sends this one to center. Back on it, Bryce Matthews. He'll make a running catch for the final out of the inning. The hit and error don't hurt Burrows. We are through 4, tied at 6 here in D.C. Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by the journeymen and apprentices at Pipe Fitters, local 211. Answering the call since 1949. By Shoppas, come see why we are your Houston area John Deere tractor experts. And by Genesis, sponsored locally by your Houston area Genesis retailers. Welcome to Genesis. Isaac Paredes leading off, taking a pitch in for ball 1. Paredes has walked and also popped up. We have a 6-6 game, both teams failing to score in the 4th inning. Michaelis started the inning with 75 pitches. After 4, missing on the first 2 to Paredes. We mentioned Michaelis usually around the plate. He rarely walks anybody. Walked Paredes his first time up and then walked Cam Smith in the 3rd inning. Michaelis has gone the entire year without allowing more than 17 walks in his outing, 7 starts plus a bunch of relief appearances, over 84 in the 3rd innings, and had a 15 and a 3rd straight inning streak without a walk coming into tonight. That ball's hit sharply, but a nice play by Abrams to his right. He'll take his time, a low throw, but Garcia, converted middle infielder to first baseman, makes the play for out number 1. That's the other thing you mentioned earlier about the pitching needing to shore up, and also the defense as well. Their defense not the best in the majors.
No, you get some young teams out there and maybe some athletes that can hit. You're trying to find some places for them on defense. C.J. Abrams is a shortstop coming over from the San Diego Padres, but like you just said, Luis Garcia Jr. moving over to first base actually made a pretty good pick on that.
Well, Christian Walker using right field for that base hit. Walker, who hit a line drive the only time he's been retired tonight, is now 2 for 3 with an RBI double and a single to right.
Well, that Jordan bat rubbing situation is working out.
Julia giving us that story before the game about Christian after the walk-off by Jordan and before the celebration started at home plate, was taking that bat and giving him all kinds of good vibes, rubbing that bat against himself. Here's Lamont Wade Jr., He has popped up and struck out tonight. And takes a pitch up. It's 1-1. Mott looking for his first hit since coming off the IL. He's 0 for 8 after missing 22 games, 22 games with that right hamstring strain. And that is down 2-1. Astros sending out Joey Loperfido and also Jake Myers, with Lamont Wade Jr. active off the IL. And Zach DeZenzo called up. Christian Walker getting back. Lamont should see a pitch to hit here, 3-1. Mentioned Lamont went to University of Maryland. He also went to high school in Maryland, to St. Paul's School in Brooklynville. So he probably has some family and friends in attendance for this series. Full count pitch, and Wade fouls this one back. Nationals bullpen working for the first time as Michaelis has a runner on and 1 out in a 6-6 game in the 5th. Cole Henry, right-hander, beginning to warm up. Hit sharply. That's going to end up being a double play. Hit it hard. Christian Walker had nowhere to go as it was caught by Luis Garcia Jr. and turned into an easy double play. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-4-5 due up for the Washington Nationals in this 6-6 game. Curtis Mead has driven in a run each of his 2 at-bats, a double for an RBI in the 1st and an RBI single in the 3rd. Mead's been a really nice pickup for the Nationals, coming over from the White Sox right at the beginning of the season. Actually, after the season started, it was a March 28th deal. And here Mead is hitting 3rd in this very potent offense, driving in his 40th and 41st runs of the year. This ball hit well deep to left field, and Curtis Mead bidding for the first lead for the Nationals tonight, and there it is. Mead hits his 15th home run of the year. He now has a double, a single, and a solo home run against Burroughs tonight, and the Nationals lead for the first time. It's now 7-6.
It's kind of interesting that you mentioned that Curtis Mead being picked up by the Nationals, because manager Blake Butera actually managed him in the minor leagues with the Tampa Bay Rays, was a huge fan of Curtis Mead, and actually felt that if Curtis Mead had an opportunity to go out there and play on a regular basis, he would be able to produce, and so far he's proven him right.
Now C.J. Abrams follows up that home run with a single. Abrams hitting a 3-run home run his last time. And now, you're right, Mead, the former Tampa Bay Ray who played for Butera in the minor leagues, now making a home here for Butera in D.C.
Like the way he played the game, coachable. Just needed to find him some regular at-bats, and when Butera found himself here as manager of the Washington Nationals, he found a way to bring Mead over here, and he's given him those at-bats, and it's been paying off. He's got an RBI in all 3 of his at-bats today.
Had tied the game in the 1st, made it a 3-run game in the 3rd, now gives the Nationals their first lead in the 5th. That is his 20th career home run. He is now tied with Craig Shipley for 3rd all-time for Australian-born players with 20 career home runs. Dave Nielsen leading all Australian-born players with 105. He's got a ways to go to catch him. Astros have their bullpen going as Burrows is now allowed a career high tying 7 runs, matching the most he allowed earlier this year against the Mariners on May the 14th. That is AJ Blueball warming up. Runner goes, pitch is grounded to short, bobbled by Shoemake, and no play. Shoemake had to go to his right, but had the ball in front of him as Dylan Cruz was heading down the line and couldn't make the play.
Ball was hit well. You'd like to get at least 1 out on this ground ball. It kind of jumped on him a little bit. Hit the heel of the glove and rattled around, not able to recover in time on our Mattress Firm Supermo to get that out.
Now Josh Miller and part of the infield coming in with Christian Walker joining the conversation. Nationals with first and second and nobody out. Astros have scored all of their runs with 2 outs. The Nationals have scored none of their runs with 2 outs. 6 of their 7 runs have come with no outs, and they had a 1-out RBI double in the first. Be ruled an error on Shoemake, second error of the day, charged to the Astros. The other one was a throwing error by Mike Burrows. There's Dalen Lyle, who's grounded out and flied out to left. Hits the ball foul, sharply down the first base side, but foul. Mike Burrows was as good as anybody in the Astros staff in spring training, but it has not translated to success in the regular season. This ball hit to center field. Bryce Matthews waits for it. Tagging at second is going to be Abrams. Abrams is not going to challenge Matthews. There's your red light for that arm as the Nationals stay at first and second with 1 out.
He's trying to deke him into going. Sun's starting to set here in D.C. Kind of threw the hands up like, I don't know where it is. C.J. Abrams was keen to it and didn't wander off.
Now Jacob Young, who is grounded to third twice. Isaac Paredes ready in case he tests him again. Maybe we'll try and turn 2. First pitch fastball for a strike at 96. Well, the Nationals have lived up to their billing tonight as the best offense in all of baseball. 7 runs scored here in the first 5 innings. Actually, the first 4 1/3 to be precise. Into right center, Cam Smith and Bryce Matthews converge. It's a base hit. Being held at third is Abrams as Bryce gets it back in quickly. Abrams held up to make sure that ball was going to be down. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out as Young singles into right center.
It's kind of interesting, wasn't it? We talked about respecting that arm of Bryce Matthews, but you've also got to respect the ability to make plays. And you had both Cam Smith and Bryce converging on that with the potential, hopefully, to make a catch, but weren't able to. But everybody going station to station.
That'll be the end of the day for Burrows, who's allowed 7 runs and has 3 on base here. He's responsible for. AJ Blueball will be the new pitcher when we come back.
DC, the bottom of the 5th, plenty of runs on the board, 13 total, with the Nationals leading 7-6, and they are threatening with the bases loaded. And here comes AJ Blueball to do some work. 34 games, 3.36 is the ERA. He is racking up innings out of that bullpen for the Houston Astros. He's been pretty good with inherited runners. He's got a tall task in front of him right here.
Bases filled with Nationals. Abrams at third, Cruz at second, and Young at first. The batter is Drew Millis with 1 out and the bases full. Millis struck out looking twice against Burrows. This ball sent in the air to left field. Should be deep enough to score the run. Abrams' good speed will tag at third. Wade Jr.'s throw will be not in time. Cut off by Paredes. It's now an 8-6 Nationals lead. Millis with a sac fly.
Here's an example of some of that team baseball we were talking about earlier in the game from the bottom part of this lineup. Taking advantage of that runner at third base, less than 2.
That'll be a new high total of runs allowed by Burrows in an outing as he gives up 8 tonight. That one will be an unearned run, as that would have been the 3rd out of the inning had the play been made earlier on Dylan Cruz for the 2nd out. So now the batter is 9-hitter Nasim Nunez. Burrows, in his difficulties in 2026, has generally gone at least 5 innings for the Astros. Today was his shortest start of his career with Houston, a 4 1/3 innings. His 17th start is his shortest. He had one of 4 2/3 against the Cardinals back on April 19th, but today 4 1/3 innings, the shortest, and the 8 runs allowed the most. Nunez contributed to the damage. He had 2 of the 9 hits allowed by Mike while he was in there. Single to center and an infield hit down the first baseline that Burrows ended up making an error on. Nunez has scored a run and stolen a base tonight. One and 2 the count. AJ misses up. It's 1 and 2. Astros led this game 6-1. Nationals scored 5 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning and have added 2 more here to take the lead for the first time. A little half swing. Altuve has to charge it, and his throw just in time to beat Nunez. Nasim looking back to the dugout saying you might want to relook at this, as Nunez was flying down the line, and the Nationals are going to challenge the call by Shane Livensparger.
Tough play on that check swing.
Washington is challenging the out call at first base.
Mattress from Supermo. He's going to show that it's a tough call.
Here we go. Where's the ball? Where's the foot? Foot down. Wow. Is that overturnable?
Seam was flying down the first baseline. At 31.3 feet per second.
Wow.
That is floating. Wow.
Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Washington will retain their challenge.
So Nunez now 3 for 3 with that infield hit.
Nunez knew that was going to be a tough play for Jose Altuve, so he shifted gears and got down there in a hurry.
And that is flying.
You had 4.1 seconds to make that play. And Altuve didn't do anything wrong.
No.
It was just flat out outrun.
Now the batter, James Wood. Big man goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. National at every base. Dylan Cruz at third, Jacob Young at second, and Nunez at first. And that ball hit deep to center field. Bryce Matthews watches that one go. That's a slam to straightaway center. Washington Nationals pouring it on here in the 5th inning. They have scored 6 runs in the 5th and now lead at 12-6.
We watched a lot of Nationals baseball from afar. And now getting to witness it up close and personal, these guys can put on an absolute show. Wow, this is a young, talented team.
Six-run 5th inning, with the last 5 runs all being unearned runs to the team. They will charge the last 2 runs as earned runs to AJ Blueball. But the Nationals taking advantage of the extra out in this inning, and they are batting around here with the 9th hitter of the inning, Luis Garcia, down in the count 0-2.
446-foot shot for James Wood.
That close play at first overturned, proved to be pivotal, turned an 8-6 game into a 12-6 game. That is Wood's 2nd grand slam of the season. His other one was an inside the park grand slam against the Mets back on May the 19th. 2nd of the season, also 2nd of his career. So a 6-1 lead has absolutely turned around, with the Nationals scoring the last 11 runs in this game. Pitches in, 3-2. Foul tip caught by Yainer Diaz to end the inning, but a huge 5th capped off by a grand slam by James Wood. It's now a 12-6 game.
.199 career home runs. Yordan Alvarez leads all Astros lefties all time. Who has the 2nd most? It's Astros Trivia, powered by Reliant.
Cam Smith leading off. 6th inning baseball. Miles Michaelis still out there as he approaches 90 pitches on the night. Now working with a 6-run lead. He left the mound in the 3rd, down 5. Now he's up 6. Cam fouls one away. It's 1-1. Cam has grounded out, walked, and scored a run. Astros put up 6 runs on Michaelis in the first 3 innings. He has shut them down over the last 2 innings. Pitches down. It's 2-1. Miles has not thrown 100 pitches in any outing this year. Nationals do not have their bullpen going right now, but it might be up shortly if a runner or 2 gets on base.
Yeah, they created a little bit of breathing room, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Lengthen out that leash on Michaelis a little bit with that 6-run inning.
From the hole, tough play, Abrams, and his throw won't get there in time. He bounced it, and it was wide of the bag. Garcia had to come off the bag. We'll see if Cam Smith is given an infield hit here. He's a leadoff base runner.
Yainer Diaz had a big swing. All in, all the time. Brought to you by Daly and Black. Michaelis deep to left field in that third inning. Getting two more, 2 out RBIs to the Astros ledger.
It will be an infield hit for Cam on that tough play in the hole. So the Astros now up to 8 hits on the night. Plummer mentioned Yiner hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to center. Obviously hit the ball hard his last time up with that 2-run home run. Now bats against Michaelis for a third time. Overall against Burrows tonight, 10 runs will be charged against him. 7 of them will be earned in his 4 1/3 innings. The last 2 will be earned runs charged against Blue Ball. That one's towards the middle, and Yiner's going to have another hit. Base hit to center. Cam Smith running first to third. He'll get there. And the Astros trying to answer back first and third with nobody out.
You got to love it when Yiner is going up the middle of the big part of the field. Finding space in that infield, and against Michaelis, I wonder how much longer they will leave him out there, because we talked about how quickly these offenses can get after it.
Here's Braden Shoemake batting with first and third, infield back and nobody out, and takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Braden has singled into left, scored a run, and also flied out to center. This is the breaking ball here. It's 0-2. Broken bat towards second, might be a double play. The run's going to score, but they turn 2 on Shoemake. Good turn by Nunez and Abrams to get 2 outs. They will trade that. It's now a 12-7 game. Bryce Matthews will bat. First pitch home is a strike, 0-1. They are really pushing Michaelis. There is nobody warming up. 7 runs allowed and over 100 pitches possibly for the first time all season. He's in 99 now with this delivery. Sends that one to center, and he is going to get through the 6th inning. Jacob Young looking into that dust sky, finds it and puts it away for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 2 hits, 1 run. The Astros down by 5 now. Astros second half single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets to marquee matchups against the Rangers, Blue Jays, Braves, and more. You can secure your tickets now at astros.com/SGT. Astros trying to figure out a way to get Curtis Mead out, as he has an RBI double his first time up, an RBI single his second time up, and a solo home run his third time up. 3 for 3, 3 run scoring hits, and stands in there in the 6th inning, a triple shy of the cycle with a 1-1 count against AJ Blueball. That one's on the outside edge. Called a strike. It's 1-2. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters 2 up. Mead led off the last inning with a home run, as the Nationals batted around in the 5th, scoring 6 runs. Mead started his career with Tampa Bay, played 3 seasons with the Rays, 111 games. And last year moved on to the White Sox, where he played 41 games and then traded to the Nationals at the beginning of this season. Blue ball striking him out. Mead down for the first time today. And there's one away in the 6th. Second strikeout for AJ. Now C.J. Abrams.
You notice anything different about AJ? Did you see that?
I did not look at the monitor on that last strikeout. What are we looking at?
He is the bearded blue ball again.
Oh, he's not shaving again.
He's back.
He used to shave before every series, Julia told us. Or before almost every game, too. But I guess not today.
Oh, that's tightened up, too.
Actually, that's more growth than we saw last time when he tried to grow the beard.
Yeah, that's way better.
What happens, though, when you give up a home run?
I don't know.
Might not be long.
Yeah, I don't have the buzzer sound. I don't know.
Might not be a long stay for that beard. We'll see.
AJ's got it trimmed up, though. He's trying. He's not just going scraggly on us.
Each time he grows it, he learns a little more.
Yeah, hey.
Beard care.
You're right. It's all about experience.
He's taking a lot of advice from Stephen Okert, apparently. That pitch is up. It's 1-1. AJ's been pitching really well.
No, AJ's fastball has had some late life like we saw last season, 96, 97. But the sweeper's been very good that he just struck out Mead on it. That's probably been the best pitch. He said he's got a good feel for it. He likes the way the shape is going in there. And he said that he doesn't necessarily have too much control of where it's going, but he said that kind of favors him when hitters don't know where it's going either.
Yeah.
You know, which kind of makes sense. But he's also had a changeup to add in there too. So that's 3 quality pitches for when he comes into these games.
That one is going to be hit into right field off the bat of Abrams. Oh, Abrams now with a hit in his last 3 at bats. He is 3 for 4 tonight. There's a 1-out base runner in the 6th. And is hit number 12 for the Nationals tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of hits and runs in this game.
21 combined hits, 19 combined runs. Dylan Cruz reached on an error last inning. Also has flied out twice to center. That error would lead to 3 unearned runs against Mike Burrow's record and also 5 unearned runs against the team record. There is such a thing as an unearned run against the team and an earned run against the pitcher at the same time. And that's what happened to AJ Blueball. Blueball can't just come into the game and benefit without getting an out or 2. He got 1 out, but he can't just benefit from an earlier error. So his runs will be charged to him as earned, but charged to the team as unearned. Pitches off the plate, 2-1. Astros kicking off a 6-game road trip today, heading into the All-Star break. Won the last 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays and shut down the Rays last night with 4 pitchers, combining on a 4-hit shutout against the team with the best record in the American League. But tonight, the Nationals, who score more runs than anybody else in baseball, have added 12 to their season total. They're now up to 497 on the year. About to become the first team in the next day or so to get to 500 runs scored. Could happen tonight. That one fouled back, stays 2-2 on Cruz. By comparison, the Astros have 413 runs scored coming into tonight. The AL leader in runs scored is Minnesota with 448. And they're almost 50 runs behind the Nationals. Abrams has been leaning. He goes. It's a swing and a miss for a strikeout throw. Close, not in time. Altuve held the tag on Abrams, who picks up his 15th steal of the year.
Good sweeper for the strikeout. Yonder came up firing, had it on the money, but still a good jump and good speed from Abrams. Gets him in there safely. Unsuccessful attempt at the strike him out, throw him out double play.
Well, Dalen Lyle 0 for 3, fouls one back. Nationals with 2 stolen bases tonight. In the air, right field, pretty deep but playable. Cam Smith will make the catch for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. We are through 6 here at Nationals Park. It's the Nationals 12 and the Astros 7. Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. Start streaming today by purchasing the app at SCHNplus.com. If you already have Space City Home Network, you can download the SCHN Plus app and log in to watch your Astros all season long. New pitcher for the Nationals here as we get ready for play in the 7th.
It's going to be right-hander Cole Henry, 26-year-old, was recalled today. See him 10 games, 6 flat ERA, 13 strikeouts to 6 walks. He held opponents to a 189 average in 10 games down in Rochester.
Sweeps a pitch on the outside corner facing Jose Altuve to start the 7th. Altuve got the Astros in front 4-1 with a 3-run home run back in the 2nd. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Has taken a couple of close pitches. That one called a ball and challenged by Drew Millis.
Previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile will make it either an 0-2 or a 1-1 count. And Millis wins that challenge.
Washington has 2 remaining challenges.
So Jose down in the count 0-2. That ball hit to center, hit hard but playable. Jacob Young backs up, makes the play for out number 1. Julia.
It's time for the Shiner Spotlight, talking about Yordan Alvarez. You know, when Joe Espada announced him as an all-star, he wanted to point out he's more than just a good player. He's a good guy. He's also a good dad. And it was on full display this night where he walked it off at home just a couple of nights ago, because following the walk-off homer, he goes straight to his, well, after the team let him go, he goes straight to his 5-year-old son on the field. And he said after it's because that day he had spent all day with Jordan. He was hitting in the cage with him, hitting on the field. Yordan said that when he's there, he always tells his dad he's going to hit a home run, and then he delivered. But Jordan's a huge baseball fan now, and going to the All-Star game is going to be an even bigger deal now that he's a little bit older.
Yeah, so cool. Yordan making the All-Star team 22, 23, 24. But now that Jordan's a little older, he will appreciate it a lot more. And that is such a cool moment.
That's outstanding. That's what it's all about right there.
Place was going ballistic, and they still had the opportunity to share a special moment together.
Take the time when you can.
Yordan has said he does not want to participate in the home run derby this time. Someday we hope he will give himself an opportunity to win that derby, but he will certainly take part in all the other all-star festivities, and I'm sure he'll be an interested observer in that home run derby.
Part of me loves the fact that he doesn't do it. Just kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I know I can hit homers. Why do I have to do that? But I've heard rumors that Junior Caminero might be the guy to pick.
His manager thinks so.
Yeah.
There's a swing and a miss. Yordan Alvarez down on strikes. Henry picks up his first strikeout for the second out of the inning. How about the Triple Crown watch for Yordan? Even with that strikeout, he's still right now on top of all 3 Triple Crown categories.
Well, I think that might be why he's avoiding that home run contest, just to try and maintain what he's got going and continue. He's got bigger goals in front of him than home run derbies.
Isaac Paredes takes a strike. Henry coming in throwing strikes. He was on the IL earlier with that right rotator cuff strain, missed 42 games. As Blummer mentioned, back today. So far he has gotten ahead of hitters, striking out Yordan Alvarez after getting Altuve to 0-2 before he lined out to center. Now he's 0-2 on Paredes. That one off the plate, 1-2. Pitches off the plate, 2-2. Isak walked in the first, popped up in the second, grounded out in the fifth, batting for the 4th time today. Swing and a foul tip caught by Drew Millis to end the inning. Cole Henry coming in out of the bullpen behind Miles Michaelis with a 1-2-3 7th. 7th inning stretch time. Nationals leading 12-7. Time to check in with Lauren Callender and Brian Bogusevic. They're hanging out in our Rooms to Go lounge.
Back here at DC. Beautiful evening. A new pitcher into this game. See him getting loose right there. Big Nate Pearson. The president's in the background. Cut it up to Aha. 14 games this season, 18 innings, and a 4 flat ERA for Nate Pearson. Big power arm in the upper 90s. A little bit of a slider mixed in there as well. 14 strikeouts in 18 innings for Nate Pearson. He'll do his best to try and keep this game right where it's at.
7, 8, 9 on the ledger for Pearson here in the 7th, and 7 being Jacob Young, who is 1 for 3 with a run scored. A.J. Bluebaugh gets 5 outs in his inning and 2/3 of work. Gives up 3 hits, including that grand slam. He's responsible for 2 earned runs tonight. A.J. didn't walk anybody, struck out 3 and threw 33 pitches for 5 outs, and now it's on to Nate Pearson. Pearson delivering a strike on the outside edge. It's 2-1. Astros have allowed 12 runs prior to this. This is the 4th time this year the Astros have allowed 12 runs, which is their season high total. 1 out in the 7th.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Astros, the official source for your Houston Astros gear.
Drew Millis, the batter. Millis had a sac fly his last time to make it an 8-6 game. That was the first batter that A.J. Bluebaugh faced. Struck out twice against the starter Mike Burrows. The 3 other times that The Astros have allowed 12 runs. The A's scored 12 against them in Sacramento on that first road trip back on April the 5th. The Yankees scoring 12 runs at Dyken Park on April 24th, and the Dodgers also got 12 runs in a game on May the 6th. Now the Nationals with 12 runs tonight. The 2-1 pitch is off the end of the bat, but floated into center field for a base hit. Drew Millis has himself a 1-out single. And the Nationals now up to 13 hits in the game. Yankees were starting a big series tonight at Tropicana Field against the Rays, beginning a 4-game set. The Yankees had come into that game having lost 11 of their last 14 games. And they are winning tonight. Are the Yankees 5-1 in the 9th inning. They were 4 games back of Tampa Bay, kicking off that 4-game series. The 2 best records in the American League going head to head. Nasim Nunez 3 for 3 tonight. 2 of the hits haven't left the infield. He had one up the first baseline that Mike Burrows couldn't find the handle on. Then he had one that Jose Altuve charged, and his speed just beat the throw. One on the count. Runner goes, pitches wide, the throw on the money. Out at second base is Drew Millis, attempting his first stolen base of the year. Yainer Diaz throws out the opposing catcher for out number 2.
Nationals getting a little bit frisky. Millis was kind of bouncing off first base the first couple of pitches and finally decided to go right here. Good pick and tag by Shoemake to get that out. Yainer able to gun down a base runner here on Mattress Firm's Supermo.
Count evens on Nunez at 2 apiece. Nunez coming into tonight batting .357 over his last 19 games. He's going to get called out on that pitch. He thought about a challenge and elects not to. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So shut down 7th for Nate Pearson. It's still a 12-7 game.
Our fan cam presented by GulloAuto.com. You can really point out all the Astros fans here at Nationals Park, and there is quite a few of them this evening, hopefully catching some sights around town. There's also a lot of Astros family members in town as well for this series to get.
Yeah, it's a family trip, so a lot of wives, kids attending these games in D.C. and also heading to Arlington with the team before the All-Star break. Christian Walker leading off here in the 8th inning. Walker's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. An RBI double off the top of the wall in center field. A line drive caught by C.J. Abrams, and then a single to right. This one not hit hard. It's a pop-up as Walker drops the bat on the way down the line at first, caught by the 3rd baseman Curtis Mead. There's one away here in the 8th. Cole Henry's kind of restored some order to this game. He's retired all 4 batters he has faced.
I was literally thinking the same thing as you said it out loud. Came in, got Altuve to pop up, struck out Yordan and Paredes in that previous inning, and made a quick out with that pop up to Christian Walker.
Lamont Wade Jr. hitting some tough luck his last time up, hitting the ball hard but lining into a double play, hitting it right at Luis Garcia Jr., who was holding on Christian Walker, and he was able to step on the bag for an easy double play. Lamont 0 for 3 tonight, taking a pitch up. It's 2-0. Astros got 7 runs on Miles Michaelis. Usually when you get 7 runs on the starter, you're in good shape. But Michaelis left the game with his team up by 5 in this 12-7 contest. Astros will face a couple of lefties after this. Andrew Alvarez gets to start tomorrow, and Foster Griffin on Wednesday. All night games here in D.C. starting at 6:45 local, 5:45 Central Time. Be back on the air at 5 o'clock tomorrow and Wednesday with our pregame shows. Then a scheduled off day on Thursday. 3-1 the count to Lamont. And Wade fouls off the fastball. Astros for most of the season were hanging around the 5 to 11 game under mark, and then they finally burst out of that bubble, got it within 4 games, then 3, then 2. 2 games under 500, the closest they have been to 500 since they were 6-7, as Wade Jr. walks with 1 out.
Time now to answer our trivia question, powered by Reliant. Jordan, sitting at 199 career home runs, leads all Astros lefties. Who has the second most in franchise history? Jose Cruz with 138. Jordan running away with the home run title for left-handed hitters in Astros franchise history.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Drew Millis challenges that ball call on Cam Smith, and Drew is going to lose this one.
The pitch was a ball. The count is 1-0. Washington has 1 remaining challenge.
By a pretty good margin.
Yeah, that was healthy.
And first pitch of an at-bat. Interesting timing on that challenge. So 1-0 the count to Cam. Now one wide, 2-0. Henry made his major league debut last year. He was selected in the 2nd round out of LSU by the Nationals during the pandemic draft of 2020. That ball skied foul. That's continuing to hook foul. And the count's 2-1. Astros with 9 hits of their own. They've also drawn 3 walks. Most nights you would take this offensive production. But tonight, 7 runs not nearly enough as they are down 5 in the 8th. Cam has 1 of those 9 hits. He also has 1 of the 3 walks drawn. He's officially 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored on the ground foul. When the Astros came here in the 2019 World Series, they were trailing the Nationals 2-0, having dropped games 1 and 2 at home in Houston, then came in here and swept all 3 games. Looked like they were on their way to a 2019 World Series title. Then the Nationals returned the favor, coming into Houston and winning games 6 and 7. It was the first 7-game series in any of the 4 major sports where all 7 games were won by the road team.
That's great.
That ball punched into center. Cam Smith is on base for a 3rd straight time. Cam is 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Now the Astros have 2 runners on in this 5-run game. Now a message from Texas Mattress Makers.
Don't strike out on your sleep. Hit a home run every night on a mattress made by Texas Mattress Makers.
So Yainer Diaz, who's had some good at-bats tonight, can make things interesting again if he can get a hold of one. Yainer lined out to center, hit a 2-run home run in the 3rd, and then singled in the 6th. Astros would love to see this guy get hot. Slowly hit towards short. Abrams will charge. He'll go to second for one. No chance for the double play. Cam Smith was right on top of Nunez there as they get the force out at second. Yiner might have broken his bat on that ground ball.
I think he did. That fastball at 93 in off the plate got in on his hands. Fortunately, it's slow enough to where he could beat it out and kind of extend this inning a little bit.
Well, Braden Shoemake bats. He's 1 for 3. Hit into a double play his last time up. A run did score on that double play. He's also scored a run after a single back in the second. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. Shoemake just off the IL today. Got a base hit, his first at bat off the IL. Astros acquired him from the Yankees back on April the 19th. Starting at shortstop today. Imagine we'll see Nick Allen with the left-handed starters the next 2 nights. And we'll update you during tomorrow's broadcast about how Jeremy Pena is doing with the Space Cowboys. We could see Jeremy as soon as that Texas series.
I'd be okay with that.
Count stays 1-2 on Shoemake. Cole Henry in his second inning of work. Nobody warming up in the Nationals bullpen, so he'll have this inning for sure, you would think, even if it extends another batter or two. Taking one in to get to a full count is Shoemake. Diaz will be off here with 2 outs. That's hit hard to right field, down the line and off the wall. Running is Yiner Diaz to third. He'll be held up there. Braden Shoemake an RBI double. It's now a 12-8 game. Didn't miss a home run by much.
No, he hit that ball hard. That pitch was up and in. Pulled the hands in nicely, got the barrel to it. Not much of a launch angle at 21 degrees. One more and it might get out of here. But definitely making things interesting with that RBI double. Just another base hit with 2 outs and an RBI with 2 outs.
Another meeting at the mound. Simon Matthews having his say, and now an opportunity for Bryce Matthews with a base hit to try and make it a 2-run game. Bryce had an infield hit his first time up. He is 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Astros now have 11 hits of their own to go along with 13 for the Nationals. Foul off of Millis for strike 1. Bryce getting the start tonight against the right-hand pitcher Michaelis. Astros have scored a run now in 5 of the 8 innings tonight. That one fouled back, 1-2.
Yeah, you would hope that 8 runs would be enough. With this potent Nationals offense putting up some big numbers and creating a little bit tougher hill for the Astros to climb. This Nationals bullpen's been known to give it up late. Ask the Philadelphia Phillies about that.
Yeah. Nationals should have swept that series against the Phillies. Instead, they were swept with their bullpen failing all the games. Would have been interesting if Yiner had been sent home. Probably would have been a close play because that throw was coming into second. 2-2 pitch, grounded fouls. Matthews stays alive with 2 strikes. How about the bullpen ranks for the Washington Nationals?
Not good. Wow, 63 home runs. It's worst in baseball, and that's kind of what got them late in that series against the Philadelphia Phillies, but that ERA is 27th at 5.03.
Bryce drives one to left field. Is this another home run? Yes, it is. Number 64 allowed by the Nationals bullpen. It's a 1-run game. Bryce Matthews with a 3-pointer. It's 12-11 in the 8th.
Got to update the graphics because the Bryce is right. He is an absolute destructive force in a gray uniform. Man. Just quick reflexes on that sinker on the inside. Hits a laser beam out of here.
Nationals have seen this movie before. The Astros scoring 4 runs here. Cole Henry so good against the top of the lineup last inning, but now giving up 4 here in the 8th. And the Astros back within a run. Will have a pitching change with 2 outs in a 12-11 game.
And what was beautiful about that is the finish through the baseball is what has allowed him to drive that on a line into the seats. Astros fans in those left field bleachers enjoying it. And what an evening of baseball. This has been an absolute offensive barrage by both teams. Just pounding away on some struggling pitching staffs. New pitcher into this game. It's a ground ball from Jose Altuve. That was Clayton Beeter.
8th inning ends, at least the top half of the 8th. It's now 12-11 Washington Nationals. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Texas Mattress Makers. Get your best night's sleep from the best price now with 11 Houston showrooms. Visit TexasMattressMakers.com. And by Chick-fil-A Houston, helping to fight hunger when the Astros load the bases.
Fireworks in the background, fireworks on the field for those hanging around this ball game. They've been entertained. Astros are turning to Enyel De Los Santos, try and get a shutdown inning here. 4.76 is his ERA in 37 games.
Enyel trying to keep this at a 1-run game and give Yordan Alvarez and company a chance in the 9th. Yordan will be leading off the 9th inning. Enyel has to deal with the top of the order here. James Wood has 2 walks in his 2nd career Grand Slam home run tonight. He turned an 8-6 game into a 12-6 game back in the 5th. And that was just enough offense for the Nationals to be leading at this point, 12-11. Burrows for 4 1/3, blue ball for an inning and 2/3. Pearson pitched the 7th, and now De Los Santos on in the 8th. As big of a strike zone as James Wood has, pitchers are very careful with him. He has gotten to a 3-ball count now 4 times in his 5 plate appearances. He's already walked twice. And he's going to walk for a 3rd time. That pitch in the dirt. Nationals have a leadoff runner on in the 8th. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroh poll in the 4 categories, or at least the 4 categories of choice tonight that Jordan's leading the major leagues in. Which is the most impressive, and fans going with that 1,066 OPS, getting over half of the vote. Thanks to those who voted in tonight's Stroh poll. That one misses the outside edge to Luis Garcia Jr. Garcia Jr. 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Pops that foul out of play. Nobody in the National League has 1,000 OPS coming into today. Juan Soto the closest at 966. That is 100 points behind Jordan's total starting the night. Closest in the American League is a guy we just saw, Junior Caminero, who's at 939. So Jordan led the American League by over 100 points, 127 points in OPS lead in the AL. Swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes. That's the 3rd time he has struck out tonight, and the first out in the 8th. Only 43 strikeouts coming in. Astros doing a good job pitching to one of their hot hitters tonight. Now a word from Trust Gus Injury Lawyers.
After a bad wreck, you need to know 2 things.
How much?
And how fast.
Because who you trust matters.
James Wood on base for a 4th time tonight. 0-1 count to Curtis Mead. Mead with a double, a single, and a home run his first 3 at bats. Struck out against A.J. Blueball in the 6th inning, and now bats here against Eniel De Los Santos. This ball hit hard at Paredes, and they try and double up Wood, but he gets back. Mead continues to hit line drives, but this one at the Astros' 3rd baseman for the 2nd out.
Yeah, he's got a pretty compact swing. He stands there pretty rigid and quiet at the plate, but when he makes a decision to swing, it jumps off his bat. This is at 105.8. Ooh.
Now C.J. Abrams the batter. Abrams has a 3-run home run tonight. We've seen some big swings. Astros had a 3-run home run by Jose Altuve and a 2-run home run by Yainer Diaz and a 3-run home run most recently by Bryce Matthews, accounting for 8 of their 11 runs. Nationals got a grand slam out of James Wood and a 3-run home run out of C.J. Abrams, accounting for 7 of their 12 runs tonight. They also have added a solo shot by Curtis Mead.
That last swing was the first uncomfortable swing I've seen from anybody in this game. Just a little half-hearted attempt at a fastball up. Everything else has been hit pretty well.
Runner goes, pitches wide. The throw is in time. Wood gunned down for just the 3rd time this year. Yainer Diaz throwing out his 2nd runner in as many innings. He threw out Millis in the 7th, and now he guns down James Wood to end the 8th. Actually, they're going to challenge this. Blake Butera saying, let's look at this again, called out by Mark Ripperger.
Washington is challenging the out call at 2nd base. Play is now under review.
That was pretty close, and why not late in the game? It's all of a sudden become a close game. Still think they got him.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's enough there to overturn it for sure. It might stand, but it could be confirmed, but I don't think overturned is going to be the call. James Wood looking on with Bryce Matthews and Cam Smith having a laugh about it. I don't think James Wood thinks he's in there. Here's another look. Is there anything that would overturn this for you? Ooh, close.
There's nothing that could get me to turn that call over, TK, and it has nothing to do with lack of sleep.
So looking at it in New York, it is a close call. Called out, and that is the key.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Washington will retain their challenge.
He did have enough to overturn it.
I do not have that mosaic in my playbook right there.
So Mark Ripperger did get overturned. Altuve was already in the dugout. He's going to have to run out back to second base. And now the count's 3-1 on C.J. Abrams. So a good challenge by the young 33-year-old manager Blake Butera. Now the count's 3-1 on Abrams. Instead of being the second caught stealing for Yiner, that's the third stolen base for the Nationals. And there's a strike, 3-2. Nobody warming in the Nationals bullpen. They're going to ask Clayton Beeter for a 4-out save tonight. Came on in the 12-11 game in the 8th.
There's been at least one inning with 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, and 6 runs in this game.
That's a large straight.
Wow.
Yahtzee.
Boom.
Swung on and missed to end the inning. De Los Santos getting Abrams. So the Astros will have Yordan Alvarez, Isaac Paredes, and Christian Walker down 1 heading to the 9th.
The Junior Shooting Stars Dance Clinic returns this summer. Sign your child up today to learn a dance routine they will perform on field prior to an Astros game. Register now at astros.com/dance. TK, it's so hard for me to read the promo and watch this little video.
I get it.
I totally understand it. She did so good.
Congrats to Val on being a junior shooting star and shining in her performance at Daikin Park. Here we go. 9th inning, 1-run game. Yordan Alvarez at the plate. He can tie it obviously with 1 swing. He's looking for that 200th career home run and his 30th on the season. Astros scoring 4 last inning to get within a run. Now Clayton Beeter back out there after getting the last out of the 8th. Delivers a strike with a slider to Yordan. It's 1-1. Yordan, Isaac Paredes, and Christian Walker due up. Beeter will give you an opportunity to draw a walk. That's the one area he has not been very proficient in. He's allowed his share of walks this year.
Coming into this game, 25 2/3 innings, 18 walks. His whip almost at 1.30.
Perfectly placed fastball. Yordan couldn't get there at 96 on a pitch up and on the outside corner. Beeter's only allowed 2 home runs on the season in his 26 games, 25 2/3 innings of work.
Both to right-handed hitters.
So now the count's full on Alvarez. And Yordan takes a pitch for a strike. Yordan called 3rd strike on the slider for the 1st out of the 9th. Our next telecast presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. It'll be tomorrow here from the nation's capital. Tatsuya Imai will get the ball for the Astros. Andrew Alvarez gets the start, a lefty for the Nationals. His 6th start of the year. Here's Isaac Paredes. Isaac walked and scored a run in the first. He is 0 for 3 with that walk. "13 hits for Washington, 12 hits for the Astros. 12 runs for Washington, 11 runs for the Astros. 2 errors for the Astros, none for the Nationals, and that's a little different. The Nationals have usually been the team with the lesser defense, but tonight an Astros error was costly in that big 6-run inning. It resulted in 5 unearned team runs that inning.
A little bit of a sliders fooling Jordan and fooling Isaac. Some funky swings.
Jordan was not expecting that pitch to be a strike that he took for a call at third, and now an uncomfortable swing from Paredes. Opponents hitting just 1 for 31 against that low curve or slider this year. This ball on the ground towards third, played there by Curtis Mead, and the Astros down to their final out. Christian Walker will be the batter. Walker 2 for 4 tonight. Hit the ball hard in 3 of his 4 at bats. Hits this ball to center on a line. Jacob Young with a running catch. Ball game over. Astros saw a 6-1 lead go away tonight as the Nationals come back to win this game 12-11, holding on, with Beater getting the final 4 outs of the 4 batters he faces. Walker hit the ball hard all night long, but it's a losing quest for the Astros tonight, 12-11. Stay tuned for the Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger. Lauren Callender, Brian Bogusevic, your host. Julia Morales helping out with interviews in the Astros clubhouse. Post-game show will start next.